Namaste everyone. Welcome to Keep Yoga online classes. My name is Raj. I come from India.
大家好，欢迎大家来到学习你的线上课堂。我的名字叫 Raj， 我来自印度。
Okay, in this class we are starting with the first class of the series. This is the class for pelvis, how to stabilize your pelvis, how to open your pelvis, how to work more with your pelvis through these asanas.
那我们接下来的这一个训练呢，是一个全新的一个关于骨盆的训练。那这一节课这个序列当中呢，我们会更多的去讲如何去帮助你去让你的骨盆打开，去让你的骨盆更加的平衡，如何去练习你的骨盆。
Pelvis is the center part of your body. You can see the legs is connecting through the pelvis. Your upper body is also connecting to the pelvis. If the pelvis is balanced, whole body is balanced.
那大家可以看到，我们的骨盆其实是上肢和下肢的一个连接点。你看，我们的双腿是连接到骨盆的，而我们的上半身，我们的也是与骨盆相连接的。由此你就可以知道，如果说你的骨盆是很平衡的话，那你的身体就是很平衡的。
Although this class is about the pelvis yoga, but we will be practicing through the whole body because it is connecting to the pelvis. We will practicing through the spine, we will practicing through the legs. So all the part you are going to work, and then it will help to stabilize and help to balance your pelvis, to open your pelvis.
当然大家要知道是我们这一个序列的课程是主要针对于骨盆的，可是你要知道你在练习的时候不能只练习骨盆，而是要你的全身都要去练习。为什么？因为我们刚刚前面说过了，你的骨盆是跟你的上半身、你的下半身它是完全相关联的，所以你需要比如说你的双腿也要去练习，你的上半身也是需要去练习，你的全身都要需要来练习，你才能够拥有一个健康的骨盆。
We're beginning this practice today with the lying down position, how you can open your pelvis with the lying down position. So we have Pepe here, she will be demonstrating during these all 6 classes.
那今天的这节课程呢，我们是要先用仰卧的方式来练习，仰卧在地面上，然后在仰卧的状态下去将骨盆打开。我们培培老师也在这里，他今天会给大家所有的这些提示由他来做演示。
Let's start.
我们开始吧。
Okay, lay down on your back.
仰卧。
Yes, very good. Keep the chest open.
非常好，保持胸腔打开，
Shoulder open.
双肩打开。
You can bend your legs once
好，屈双膝一次，
and put the hands onto the pelvis.
双手来到髋上，
Roll
来到
your
骨盆，
pelvis.
把骨盆向
Now, when you roll your pelvis, your tailbone is coming towards the heel.
你看，当你老师说的这个，让你的骨盆要转一下、旋转一下是怎么转呢？是说，当你在转了骨盆之后，你的这个尾骨是要靠近脚跟的方向。
Little bit I will explain here on this position.
你看，在
Rolling
这里，老师他要做一些
the
解释
wrong position of the pelvis. You understand? Just pelvis rolling other side.
错误的骨盆的方向是这样子的，你看，向反方向，向上方。
Now you can see this is the wrong position of the pelvis when your pelvis is rolling in the downward side.
这样子就是一个错误的，就是把你的这个骨盆向前、向下旋下去。
You can see in this way the pubic bone is dropping downward, the pelvis is dropping downward.
你可以看到，像这样子，他刚刚做了这个动作之后，这个骨盆还有他的耻骨就开始向下掉下去了。
And the tailbone is coming towards the lower back.
而像这样子的话，尾骨就会去拉向，就是朝向你的下背部的方向。
And you can see that the lower back is coming off the ground.
而下背部是远离地面的，像这个状态。
So the right pelvis adjustment you can do with your hands.
那正确的这个骨盆的调整是呢，用你的双手在骨盆上。
You just take the tailbone downward and the pubic bone upward, and there you can see there will be no space between the lower back and the ground.
这样子就变成了骨盆向下，而耻骨向上，下背部与地面之间的空间就减少了。
This is the very simple practice the teacher can teach their students how to relax the lower back, how to open the pelvis in the right position.
这是一个非 非常简单的一个动作，瑜伽老师可以教你的学生们，教会他如何去转他的骨盆，如何去让他的下背部可以达到放
So
松。
once again, just the wrong position you can see.
再一次，我先来到一个错误的状态，错误的样子。
This is a wrong position. In this way, if you stretch your leg,
好，这是一个错误的一个动作。如果他的双腿向前伸展的话，
you can see there is the pelvis is coming upward and there is a space between the lower back and the ground.
你看骨盆向上翘起来了，而且他的下背部与地面之间的空间变得特别大，
And your abdomen is coming upward.
而且腹部也向上了。
If you stay on this position for a long time, you will get easily the lower back because the pelvis position is not correct.
如果你像这样子停在这个体式当中长时间的话，你的下背部就会疼痛，因为你看他的下背部是完全向上推起来的。
Now you understand the right position, bend the legs again.
好，大家要明白正确的体式怎样，屈双膝。
Twist the pelvis, yes.
好，把骨盆
Now your
向
lower back is
再来
completely onto the ground, slowly straighten the leg.
再旋一次这个骨盆，你看现在他的腿伸直了，下背部就贴地了，
Now you can see there is a less space between the lower back and onto the ground.
下背部与地面之间的这个空间越来越少。
Well, there is some space between the lower back onto the ground because this is the shape of the spine.
当然，下背部与地面之间应该是会有一点点的是很少的一个空间的。为什么呢？因为这就是我们脊柱的这个曲度。
The spine is not
脊柱的形
straight
状
line.
因为脊柱它不是一个垂直的、完完全全笔直的一个状态，
The spine is S shape.
它是一个 S 的形状。
So you have the natural curve on your spine.
我们的脊柱上面本身就有自然的生理曲
So
度的。
when you're lying down onto the ground, your lower back is actually not completely touching onto the ground with the straightened leg.
当你的双腿向前伸展了之后的话，你的这个下背部就不会完完全全的贴在地面上。
But if your pelvis position is wrong, there will be too much space between the lower back and ground.
但如果说你的骨盆的这个位置不对的话，那你这个下背部与地面之间的空间就会特别大了。
So that space you have to make natural. Do not make too much space between the lower back and the ground. So rotating your pelvis in a right position, so it will be in a correct way.
所以说你就需要去让你的骨盆保持在一个正确的位置上，这样子你的下背部、你的背部与骨盆才会来到一个正确的状态。
Okay, now join the both feet together.
双
Keep
脚并
the
拢，
legs straightened. Take your body a little bit there.
腿伸直，身体向旁侧打开，
keep the leg
放
stretched.
松一点，腿伸直。
So we will be practicing the first pose here.
首先第一个提示，
We will take the help of the belt.
好，我们要拿一个伸展带。
For this pose here.
来这个提示当中，
Once again, how to ground your pelvis.
如何去让你的骨盆更加的就是稳定呢？更加的沉地。
Just bend the both legs together
屈双膝，
and pull the leg towards yourself.
好，将腿拉向身体的方向，
Hold the legs with your hands, make
双
finger
手
locks.
双手互握。
Now here you understand,
好，这里大家要明白，
when you're pulling the leg towards yourself,
当你把双腿拉向身体的方向的时候，
again the lower back is coming off the ground here.
好，你看你的这个臀部的下方的这个位置，就是它开始离开了地面。
So to grounding your pelvis, you have to maintain the lower back and the sacrum more onto the ground.
所以你如果要想让你的这个骨盆更加的稳定的话，你就需要让你的骶骨要
So the
和骨盆要更多的在地面上。
The teacher can help the student for grounding the pelvis, for relaxing the lower back onto the ground. You just fix the belt onto the pelvis.
瑜伽老师可以帮助你的学生来做这样子的调整，帮助他的这个骶骨、他的骨盆更加的稳定在地面上。你用一个伸展带放在他的骨盆的位置，帮助他。
And then you're telling your student that they can pull their leg more towards the chest.
伸展带放到骨盆这个地方了之后，告诉你的学生，让他把双腿拉向自己身体的方向，
Slowly pull the leg more towards your chest.
慢慢的双腿拉向胸
Yeah.
腔。
In this way, you can maintain the pelvis more and more stable position.
这样子的话，你就可以让你的学生更好的让他的骨盆
If you think
达到
that
稳定的状态。
if you think that still the sitting bone and the sacrum is going away from the ground, you can press more and more sitting bone downward.
啊，你看，如果说 说你看到学生的这个臀部，他的这个骶骨还是向上抬起来更多的话，你可以用你的双脚帮助他，让他的这个骶骨
So pelvis
脚
can
踩在他的那个臀部下方，也就是坐骨的位置，帮他向下。
So the pelvis can be in grounded position and the lower back is completely relaxing onto the ground.
这样子的话，你的骨盆就会更加的稳定在地面上，同时下背部也会更加的放松。
Well,
在地面。
this practice, the teacher can adjust their students how to maintain the pelvis in the right position, how to ground the pelvis.
用这个方式，瑜伽老师就可以帮助你的学生，告诉他如何去让他的骨盆更加的稳定，下背部可以更好的放松在地面。
Yeah. From here, once you adjust the pelvis,
好，当你给他的骨盆做了调整之后，
you can use the belt
你可以用这个伸展带。
and tell the student that make the legs 90 degree,
好，在你的学生可以做到90度之前，你都可以使用这个伸展带。
keep the legs straight,
好，保持双腿伸直，
open the back of the knee.
膝盖的后侧打开，
Here you are pressing the sitting bone more towards the ground.
坐骨更多的朝向地面。
And in the same way like before, you're maintaining, you're grounding your pelvis more towards the ground.
还是一样的，相同的方式，你要更多的把你的骨盆、你的骶骨向下压向地面。
So your
拉下去。
abdomen should be very, very soft.
腹部应该是很柔软的，
Whole back is relaxing onto the ground.
整个背部都放松在地面。
And remember, if the sitting bone is coming off the ground,
你看，如果他的那个坐骨远离地面了的话，
this is not the grounding action of the pelvis.
这就不是一个骨盆稳定的状态了，
The pelvis cannot be stabilized.
而且他的这个骨盆也就是这个稳定性就没有了。
So you have to keep the sitting bone down,
你需要把你的这个坐骨来到地面上，
keep your pelvis in an equal position,
保持你的骨盆在一个水平的状态，
open the back of the knee more,
膝盖的后侧打开。
and then stay in this position for some time.
好，在这里停留1小会儿的时间。
You can stay longer in this position. You can stay at least 1 minute.
你可以在这个体式当中停留长一点的时间，但是起码你要停留至少1分钟，
Because you're using props, it will be more easy to stay.
因为这样子的话，你用了这个伸展带之后，你用了辅具，你就更容易停留在这个体式当中。
Then release the belt and bend the legs and go
好，然
down.
后打开，
Relax. Now keeping the leg bent,
好，保持双腿屈膝，
come a little bit more down.
向下一点，
Yeah. Hold it here. Place the palm onto the ground.
双手来到地面，
Yeah. Stay on this position. Your legs are a little bit apart,
双脚向两侧打开一点
like，hip width apart.
好，双脚打开与髋同宽，
Now push the palm onto the ground.
手掌推地。
Now here you will understand that how you're going to open your pelvis by lifting the lower body from the ground.
好，这里呢，你要明白如何去，就是将你的这个骨盆打开，然后把你的这个下半部分向上提起来，
Yeah, push the palm,
手掌推地，
slowly lift the lower body
慢
upward.
慢的把
That's good.
下半部分向上提起
So
来，
keep pressing the palm more strongly onto the ground
手掌用力的推地，更多的推，
and the shoulder blade goes into the body.
肩胛骨收回到身体，
Hold it there.
停在这儿。
Now once again you will see that the tailbone is going more into the body
现在你可以看到它的尾骨更多的收回到身体当中了，
and the pubic bone is coming towards the abdomen.
而耻骨更多的拉向了腹部。
So more you push your palm,
你的手掌推得越多，
more you lift your buttocks up,
臀部向上提起来更高，
more you open your pelvis.
骨盆打开也越多。
Yes. Then exhale, slowly ground.
呼气，慢慢的落下来，
Relax your lower back onto the ground.
下背部放松。
So you can practice this the same action with 3 times. With the exhalation, you lift your buttocks up, so you open your pelvis, spread your pelvis, and then do the tailbone and the pubic bone action together.
这也是帮助我们的骨盆稳定的。你看，双手手掌推地，把它的臀部向上提起来的时候，你需要去做到让它的尾骨更多的向前，也就是向它的脚跟的那个方向，而耻骨更多的是拉向它的腹部的这个方向。用这个方式，其实就跟我们前面的一开始的时候，这个骨盆的动作的活动是一样的了。
Now there will be some people who cannot lift their pelvis at all upward.
那还有一些学生，可能他们是没有办法自己来把他的这个骨盆向上
So
提起来
there the
的。
teacher can help to lift their
但是
pelvis.
瑜伽老师可以帮助你的学生
You
们。
just fix the, yeah, slightly lift up.
好，臀部向上提起来一点，落下去。落下
Fix
去
the belt on your buttocks area.
好，瑜伽老师
Sorry,
把
on your sacrum area.
瑜伽老师把这个伸展带放到学生的骶骨的区域，
Control the legs and slowly lift the pelvis up.
同时你看老师的脚是控制住了培培老师的腿，这样子慢慢的帮助他把这个骨盆向上提起来。
Just stay for some time. Breathe normally. Stay 30 seconds here.
停在这里大概 概30秒的时间，你的呼吸要平稳，呼吸要
Then
自然，
slowly come down,
慢慢的落下来。
relax your lower back onto the ground.
好，下背部放松在地面。
You can practice on this way also.
好，你可以用这种方式来练习。
One more action we can do here.
好，我们还有一个动作可以做。
Yeah, once again exhale, lift your pelvis,
好，呼气时把臀部提起来，
rotate.
转
The
转一下
pelvis
你
should
的
be
骨盆，
always rotate.
你的骨盆永远都是向那个方向去转
No,
的，
no, no, no. Rotate means
向前向前。
this way. You can do this way.
对，像这样子，就是你的老师说的这个旋转你的骨盆，永远都是你的尾骨向脚跟的方向，耻骨向腹部的方向，这个方向来旋转。
From here, you take your hands upward,
好，从这里双臂向上伸展，
stretch
头
your
顶
hands.
伸直，向头顶的方向，
Palm facing upward.
掌心向上。
Hold it here.
好，停在这儿，
Keeping the arms straight.
保持你的手臂伸展。
When you stretch your arms, your shoulder blade goes more into the body.
当你手臂越向上伸展的话，你的这个肩胛骨会更多的回到你的身体。
Then exhale, slowly come down.
呼气时慢慢的落下来，
Taking your arms also down.
手臂向下，
Straight arm.
对，伸直。
Yeah. Now you understand how you come back when you lift the pelvis up, take your arms also back. When you come down, take your pelvis and arms together down.
但是现在大家知道哈，就是刚刚培培老师所做的这个动作是怎样的？当你的髋部向上提起来之后，你的臀部和你的手臂是同时向后，臀部提起来，双臂也跟你的臀部是同时向上抬起来的。当你落回来的时候，也是你的身体向下的时候，你的手臂同时也是伸直着向下落回来。
When you lift your arms upward, it helps your pelvis to lift more upward.
因为当你的手臂向上伸展，高举个头顶的时候的话，它会帮助你，这个动作会帮助你的骨盆更多的向上抬起，
Press the sole down.
脚掌向下压。
Slowly exhale together. Stretch the
呼
arm.
气，双臂和身体
Yes,
同时
yes,
向上
yes,
提起来，
yes.
对了，
Very good.
非常好。
Keep the arm straight.
保持手臂伸直，
Hold there. 30 seconds.
停在这
Breathe.
儿，30秒呼吸，
Inhale and exhale.
吸气，呼气，
Take the tailbone more in.
尾骨更多的向内收。
Then slowly come down, taking your hands also
好，
together.
慢慢的手臂和身体同时落下
Very
来。
good. So this you can do 3 to 5 times, holding for some time when you lift your pelvis up.
在这里你可以做3到5次的时间，这3到5组这样子上下上下。
Once again,
再来一次，
exhale, go up.
呼气，起。
Yes, 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 yes. When you take your arms more up, your pelvis goes more and more high.
你可以看到，当他的手臂向上伸的越多的时候，他的这个耻骨也向上拉得更多了。
Yeah, keep the tailbone more in, pelvis is spreading out.
尾骨更多的向内，然后让你的这个骨盆伸展的更多。
Slowly come down,
慢慢的落下来，
take your hands down.
手落下，
Very good.
非常好。
Push the palm onto the ground.
手掌推地，
We'll do last round.
最后一组，
Exhale, come
呼
up.
气，起，
Yes, so stretch your arms higher.
手臂向上伸展更高，
Keep the arms straight.
保持手臂伸直，
Pelvis open more.
骨盆打开的更多，
Tailbone more in.
尾骨更多的向内，
And slowly come
慢
down.
慢的落下来，
Exhale and
呼
relax.
气，放松。
So this is the best practice for the opening the pelvis when you're lifting the body up, and this can be practiced by everybody. The teacher can help the student if cannot lift their arms upward, they can give the help to lifting to supporting their arms. So their arms can lift by support by teacher.
这是一个非常好的一个提示，帮助我们可以去开髋的。你看他的手臂和他的骨盆同时向上提起来，然后落下来。那这个呢，就是非常好的，大家自己可以练习的。但是呢，瑜伽老师也是可以用这种方式去教你的学生。但有一点就是，如果你的学生他是没有办法像培培老师这样子，手臂同时和他的骨盆向上抬起来的话，那你就可以用刚刚老师所做的辅助的这种方式来帮助你的学生把他的骨盆向上提起来，帮助他开髋。
Now turn the body to the right side.
好，把身体翻转向右侧卧，
Slowly get up and come up.
慢慢的推垫子起身。
We'll go to the next practice here.
好，下一个练习，
Take the mat near the wall.
把垫子拉到墙边，
You use the blanket
我们要用一个毛毯
for the shoulder support.
来给肩膀做支撑。
In this way you can use the blanket
这样子你可以用
under the
毛毯
shoulder
在肩膀下方
and lay down on your back.
仰卧。
Yeah. So here we will use the block,
好，在这里呢，我们要用这个瑜伽砖，
push the palm onto the ground.
手掌推地，
So like we did before,
就像我们前面做过的，
in the same way lift the pelvis up.
相同的方式把骨盆抬起来，
And one block you fix under the buttocks.
把一个瑜伽砖放到它的臀部下方。
So this block is helping to open the pelvis.
这个瑜伽砖是帮助它的骨盆打开的。
Then here you stretch your legs towards the wall.
好，在这里呢，把腿向前伸展向墙的方向，
Keep the both feet together if you can.
双脚并，如果可以的话，双脚并拢，
And then make the finger locks
双手体后十指相扣，
and stretching your arms.
手臂伸展。
So here you use more quadriceps, push the thigh muscles towards the ground.
在这个地方，你要启动更多的你的股四头肌、大腿前侧的肌肉压向地面，
Rolling more and more shoulder towards the blanket.
双肩更多的向下旋向毛毯的方向，
And push your front sole more against the wall.
前脚掌更多的推向墙，
So the center of the chest is opened up.
由此胸腔也会更多的打开了，
Push more shoulder blade into the body
肩胛骨更多的收回到身体，
and stretch more your arms towards the wall.
手臂更多的伸展向墙的方向。
You can stay in this position also 2 to 3 minutes.
你可以停留在这个体式当中2到3分钟的时间。
Understand the abdomen should be soft here.
大家要明白的一点是，在这个体式当中，你的腹部应该是柔软的，
Do not let the pressure is coming on your head.
不要让你的身体的压力来到头部。
If you think the pressure is coming on your head, you can put the blanket under your head also.
如果你觉得那个头部那个地方有压力了的话，你就可以拿一个毛毯
So
垫
your
到头的下方。
neck is completely relaxed.
这样子的话，你的脖子是完完全全放松的，
Open the back of the knee.
膝盖的后侧打开。
Here, this pose is the beneficial for the opening pelvis.
好，在这个体式当中的话，是更多的益处是在我们的骨盆上。
Keeping the pelvis all the time open because there is a block under your buttocks, so which is pushing the tailbone inside.
因为臀部的下方有一个瑜伽砖在这里，它可以帮助我们的尾骨向内收进去，由此来帮助我们把骨盆保持打开的状态。
If you're staying for 2 to 3 minutes, you will see that after when you come back, you will feel more opening on your pelvis, more space on your pelvis.
你会发现，当你在这个体式当中停留了大概2到3分钟的时间之后，你起来之后，你会发现，你的骨盆的这个开度会更大，而且会有更多的空间。
Now there you understand that some people who has the weak legs or the lower back pain, they can feel little bit lower back pain in this pose.
好，那在这里呢，就是如果有一些人他的双腿比较弱，那在这个体式当中可能就会给他的下背部造成一点点的疼痛了。
If the lower back pain come,
如果下背部疼痛来了的话，
you can put the block under the heel also.
你可以在他的那个脚跟下方垫一块砖，
Then you can stretch your legs.
然后再把腿伸直。
Yeah, go together.
好，双腿同
You
时。
can practice on this way also
你也可以用这种方式来练习，
because your legs is in the same level as your buttocks.
因为你看到现在你的他的双腿跟他的这个臀部是在一条水平线上。
If you're practicing on this way,
如果你用这种方式来练习的话，
there will be no pressure on the lower back,
你的下背部就不会有压力了，
but the pelvis is spreading
但是
completely.
你的骨盆是完完全全打开的。
So push more inner heel and the big mount toe towards the wall.
脚内侧的脚跟还有大脚趾球用力的推向墙，
And you can see that lower body is lifting all the time upward.
而且你看它的这个下背部是下半身是向上提起来的。
This is called the Setubandha Sarvangasana. This is the bridge shoulder stand.
这个叫做 Setubandha Sarvangasana 桥式剑倒立
So your body is making like a bridge.
啊，你看，因为它的身体的形状就像一座桥的形状
You can stay again 2 to 3 minutes on this pose.
啊，也是的，在这个体式当中可以停留2
You
到
can
3分钟的
change
时
the
间。
finger locks.
好，交换一下刚刚相扣的手，
Stretch your hands again.
手臂再次伸展，
Now from here you bend the legs.
在这里屈膝，
Yes, bend the legs.
屈膝，
Now placing the heel down onto the ground, you can stay for some time on this
脚尖压
position.
向地面，在这里停留一小会儿的时间，
Yeah, your palm is facing upward.
手掌向上，
Keep the arm stretched.
保持手臂伸展，
Now maintain the pelvis onto the same position.
保持你的骨盆在这个相同的姿势，
Hold it there.
停在这儿。
Once again, you can stretch the leg.
好，再来一次，双腿向前伸展。
Wait.
啊，等一
If
下，
you're practicing with the bending leg,
如果你是用屈膝的方式练习的话，
this is just the bridge pose
这个就只是一个桥式，
because your legs is not working as
因为你的腿并没有就是太多的启动。
But when you're stretching your legs,
但如果你的腿伸直了的话，
once again you can stretch.
好，再来腿伸直。
Now your legs is going to work same like Tadasana.
啊，你的双腿就要像塔达桑山式的状态来启动了。
Once again you can make finger locks with the other side.
双手十指相扣。
Now from here, if you have the little bit practice through your body, you can practice little bit more advanced. The teacher can teach more advanced also.
如果你是一个就是比较高级的练习者，你可以用这种方式来练习。瑜伽老师，你发现你的学生当中有比较高级的练习者，你就可以教他这样子去练习了。
To stabilize your pelvis again, pressing the left leg against the wall.
让你的双腿稳定去推向墙的方向。
Slowly stretch the right leg towards the ceiling.
慢慢的把右腿向上伸展向天空，
Yeah, slowly stretch.
伸展，
That's good.
很好。
Open the back of the knee again,
好，再次把膝
but
盖后侧
keep
打
the
开，
arm stretch.
保持手臂伸直，
Open the chest here.
胸腔打开，
Now left heel is pressing against the wall.
左脚跟推向墙，
Keep the left leg straight.
左腿伸直，
Open the back of the knee more,
膝盖后侧打开更多，
but don't drop the chest.
但不要把胸腔掉下去。
Turn the left thigh muscle more in.
左大腿肌肉更多内旋，
Open the right back of the knee
右侧膝盖后侧打开，
and the right buttocks sitting bone more towards the ground.
右侧臀部坐骨更多的向下，向地面的方向，
Then exhale, slowly come down.
慢慢的落下来，
Keep the feet together again.
双脚并拢，
Push the inner heel, push the front sole more to the wall.
内侧脚跟前脚掌推向墙的方向，
Slowly lift the other leg up.
慢慢另外一条腿向上，
Yeah, keep the leg straight again.
保持腿伸直，
Open more and more back of the knee.
膝盖的后侧打开更多，
Press the inner heel, press the front sole more
内侧
up.
脚跟和前脚掌，内侧那个前脚掌向前向上推，
So this is the one leg bridge pose.
这是单腿的桥式剑倒立。
Now here your pelvis is also maintained that when you're stretching your leg up, other side of the pelvis is spreading, this side of the pelvis is becoming more grounded.
你看，在这个体式当中，刚刚老师给他做出的这个辅助是什么？你的腿向上抬起来的时候呢，你抬腿向上的这一侧的这个髋部容易向后，所以老师帮助他把他的那一侧向，就是脚跟是就向墙的那个方向推出去，这样子你才能够保持骨盆的水
Slowly come
平。
down,
好，腿落下来，
feet together.
脚并拢。
Now from here you can release your hand,
从这里双手可以放松，
bend the legs,
去双膝，
push the heel onto the ground.
脚跟推地。
Open the chest again, keep the pelvis open all the time because the block is there.
胸腔打开，因为这个砖一直放在臀部的下方，所以你的骨盆一直都是打开的状态，
Keep the chest also open.
保持胸腔打开的状态。
Slowly stretch the both legs together. No,
慢慢 ，no， 不是这样的，慢慢的双腿向上伸展，同时，
One by one.
好，一个一个的向上伸展。
Yes. And then open the back of the knee.
好，膝盖的后侧打开。
You can stay on this position also. You practice in this way. Now you can see that your pelvis is more and more depend on your legs.
好，你看到了，现在他的双腿同时向上抬起来了，这样子他的这个骨盆和他的这个腿的这个连接会更好。
So push the inner heel more upward. Push the front sole more and more upward.
脚跟的内侧就是你的内脚跟，还有脚掌更多的向上推，
Keep the chest open
胸腔保持打开，
and keep your hand more and more closer.
更多的让你的双手向中间靠拢，
But stretch hands.
但是掌心向上的，
Yes,
对
yes,
向中间靠拢，然后去伸展。
Holding this position also 1 to 2 minutes.
在这个体式当中停留1到2分钟的时间。
If some people find that their pelvis is not parallel onto the block,
如果有一些人感觉在这个体式上，他觉得这个骨盆不是水平的话，不平行
they can bend the elbows and make the finger locks and holding the block here.
啊，感觉就是不平衡的话，他可以双手十指相扣，抓住这块砖。
Some people can have fear that they are falling down from the block, so you can hold the block so block can be more and more stable.
还有一些人，当他双腿向上，就是停留在这个体式当中的时候，他会比较害怕，会恐惧，害怕掉下来。所以呢，如果双手去抓住这个瑜伽砖的话，他会感觉好一些。
Then bend your legs. After 1 or 2 minutes, you can bend the legs.
1到2分钟之后就可以屈膝。
Push the heel down.
好，脚跟落下来。
Keep pressing the sole onto the ground.
持续让你的双脚掌踩地，
Palm facing
压地。
towards the ground.
双手掌心推地，
Toes facing in.
脚尖向内，不要
Now
外
here 3 times you lift your pelvis more
好，我
up.
们要在这里要提臀，要把这个骨盆提起来，提3次。
Then come down.
好，落下来，
Once again inhale,
再来一
lift
次
up.
吸气向上提，
Then come
好，
down.
落下来，
Once again inhale, lift up.
再来一次向上吸气向上提，
Then come down.
好，落下。
Now here
在这里呢，
you can practice little bit more advanced.
你可以再把这个体式变得更高级一些，就是增加难度。
The teacher can give the belt to the students, then they can hold the belt and stretching more arms.
瑜伽老师，你可以把一个伸展带放到学生的这个脚踝的地方，你可以让他自己去抓住这个伸
And
展
the
带，
leg is going more closer,
双脚就可以慢慢的更靠近你自己，
toes facing in,
脚尖向内。
open the legs apart,
好，双脚向两侧打开，
keep the leg hip width apart.
保持你的双腿打开是与髋同宽的。
Then stretch your arm, push the sole and slowly lift the body up.
伸展手臂伸展，然后要把你的脚掌向下推，然后把骨盆再次提起。
This is the maximum you can spread your pelvis.
这个是我们可以打开骨盆的最大的限度了。
Keep turning the thigh muscle more in.
要持续的把大腿肌肉向内旋，
Yeah, again the shoulder blade is going more into the body
肩胛骨更多的收回到身体，
and push the inner heel onto the ground.
内侧的脚跟压向地面，
Keep the power of your leg.
保持双腿的力量，
Use the quadriceps more strongly on this pose so your pelvis can spread out.
更多的去用到你的股四头肌、你的大腿前侧的肌肉，这样子的话，你才能够更好的保持住你的身体，
Then
帮你的骨
slowly come
盆打
down.
开。好，慢慢的落下来，
You can relax the whole lower back onto the ground.
也可以让整个下背部都放松到地面上
That's，good. Release the
非常好。
and you can bend. No. You can bending leg
好，你可以屈膝，
and pull the leg towards yourself.
拉向你自己的方向，
So you can relax the lower back. Press again the lower back onto the
下背部
ground.
放松，
Hold it here.
把腿拉向自己的身体的方向，停在这里，
That's good. And then release the hands.
双手打开，
Slowly turn the body to the right side.
慢慢的把身体转向右侧卧，
Get up.
好，慢慢的推垫子起身，
Then stretch the leg forward here.
腿向前伸展，
You can put the buttocks onto the bolster.
好，你可以把臀部放到抱枕上，
Yeah, because you're practicing lot of stretching the lower back upward.
因为我们刚刚练习了很多的就是双腿向上伸展的体式，
You spread the legs mat width apart,
把双腿向两侧打开，在垫子的边缘处，
stretching the arms over your head.
手臂向上伸展，高举过头顶，
Yeah, keep turning the thigh muscle more in.
持续的把大腿的肌肉向内旋，
Extend the whole body upward.
整个身体向上延展，
And slowly you go forward
好，慢慢的身体向前，
and relax your
向下
forehead onto the block.
额头来到砖上，放松，
Elbow out.
手肘向两侧打开。
So in this way you relax the lower back because you've been practicing long time for the lower back stretch. So your lower back is coming onto the normal position.
因为刚刚我们的很多的体式的这些练习都有伸展到我们的下背部，所以呢，通过这个体式可以让下背部放松。
Because you're sitting onto the height, it is more easy to move forward.
因为你的臀部下方垫高了，所以你坐高了之后，你的背部就可以更容易的向前。
But keep sucking the femur bone towards the socket.
但要持续的把你的大腿骨插回到骨槽当中。
Relax your neck.
好，脖子放松，
Staying for 1 minute, 30 seconds to 1 minute.
停在这里30秒到1分钟的时间。
Then inhale.
吸气，
Slowly come back.
慢慢回来，
And release the hands down.
好，手落下，
Yeah, stretch the leg.
腿伸
This
展。
time you can remove the bolster here
好，这一次你可以把这个抱枕拿开，
and put the blanket under your buttocks.
把毛毯放到臀部下方。
Yeah, little bit come away from the wall.
好，把垫子向前，对，离开墙一点。
Stretch the legs, sit down.
腿向前伸展，坐下，
Keep the legs together.
保持双腿并拢，
Yeah, open the chest.
胸腔打开。
Now we'll again practicing lifting the lower body upward.
好，我们还是要练习把你的下背部向上提起来，
You use the 2 blocks on the back side.
2块砖放到身体的后方，
Take the 2 blocks, push the palm onto the block
手掌推砖，
and turn the fingers towards the wall.
指尖冲向墙的方向。
This is the first variation we will do.
这是我们要做的第一个变体
This is the Purvottanasana.
Purvottanasana。
You can push your palm onto the block
手掌推地，这是我们做的这个是手掌推地，双肩向后旋，
so your shoulder is rotating in to out.
双肩从内向外旋开，
Keep pressing palm strongly.
保持手掌用力的推砖，
Use your legs
启动你的双腿，
and slowly lift the pelvis up.
慢慢的骨盆向上提起来，
As
反
high
开
as you
始
can.
尽可能多地向上提。
Yeah. Again, your shoulder is more and more downward and head back.
双肩更多的向外旋开，头向后。
So the center of the chest is lifting upward.
胸腔的中央就会向上提起来了。
Push the toes, big toe onto the ground
大脚趾压向地面。
and come down.
好，落下来。
Now here you understand this pose is little bit difficult.
这个体式呢，稍微有一点点难度。
Many people when they do,
很多人做这个体式的时
if
候
the，legs is weak,
如果他的双腿很弱的
the
话，
pelvis is not coming up.
那骨盆就没法起来了。
So you can do little bit adjustment here.
你可以再做一点点的，就是瑜伽老师可以帮你的学生做一些辅助。
Like you see the wrong position first.
我们先看一下一个错误的。
The Pepe will do. The pelvis is not coming too much up.
好，培培做一个就是那个骨盆抬不起来的那种。
This is the maximum people can do.
这个就是如果学生他做到这个已经是极限了。
If you don't this way, then your hand is going to get tired.
你看，像这样子做的话，他的双手就会很快就累了。
So in that case,
像这样子的状况，
what teacher can teach?
瑜伽老师要怎么做嘞？
You can bend the legs.
好，你可以屈膝，
Yes, this much.
很
Little
好，
bit forward.
往前一点点。
This time you press the whole sole onto the ground.
这一次呢，也要把你的整个脚掌压向地面，
Push the palm
手掌推地。
and lift the pelvis up.
好，骨盆提起来。
Lift more. Yes,
Again.
yes. You see, this is more easy now.
这样子的话就简单多
Because you're
了，
pressing the sole down
因为你的脚掌向下压，
and the pelvis is lifting
骨
upward
盆是向上提起来的，
and head is going back.
头向后，
You see, again the whole lower body is lifting and the pelvis is spreading
整个身体是向上提起来的，而且骨盆是打开
and the
的，
tailbone is going in.
尾骨向内的。
Then slowly come down,
好，慢慢落下来，
relax, stretch the leg.
放松。
Now, one more thing I wanted to tell. This is the easy variation when you take the fingertips on the back side.
这个是非常简单的一个变体，因为你的指尖是冲向后方的。
But traditionally in Hatha Yoga, if you look this pose,
但是传统的瑜伽当中，指尖是像这样的，
the fingertips are
指
forward.
尖冲向正前方。
Why we do first time on this way?
为什么要像这样子做嘞？
This is the important instruction for the teachers.
瑜伽老师要注意了，这是非常重要的一个引导。
If you take your fingers backward,
如果你的指尖朝后，
it is easy to take shoulder blade into the body.
对于学生来说是很容易把肩胛骨收回到身体
So
当
the
中。
first you learn to take the shoulder blade into the body through this fingers position back side.
所以你要学会的是，因为要把你的指尖向后转，由这个动作来帮助你把你的肩胛骨收回到身体当中。
Once you understand this position,
当你明白了这个体式之后，
keeping the shoulder blade into the body,
保持你的肩胛骨收回到身体，
turn the palm forward.
再把指尖冲向前方。
Again the shoulder blade into the body,
你看，在这里还是要把肩胛骨收回到身体当
shoulder
中，
back.
肩膀向后。
And you can do the first easy variation
你可以做第一个，就是非常简单的这个变体，
with the bending legs.
屈膝做的。
Exhale and lift the lower body
呼
upward.
气，下半身向上提起来，身体
Very good.
非常好。
Again take the head back and rotate the
头
pelvis
向
more
后
and
还
more.
是一样的，去旋转一下骨盆，
Keep the tailbone in,
保持尾骨向内收，
lift the pelvis more
骨
up.
盆再高一点，
Very good.
非常好，
Then slowly come down.
慢慢的落下来。
This is for those people who cannot lift their pelvis with the straight leg.
这个体式是像那些没有办法双腿伸直来做的话，那他就可以用这个体式
But
来
for
来
those
练习。
people who can do, they can take the feet together, stretching the leg.
那些可以做的呢，就可以双脚并拢，
Once again, push the palm.
再来手掌推地，
Slowly exhale and lift your pelvis higher
呼气时
upward.
向上，把骨盆
That's
提起
good.
来，很
If
好。
the teacher can support the students more,
瑜伽老师也可以给你的学生做这样子的支撑，帮助
give the
他
support onto the buttocks and lifting the pelvis more up.
把这个伸展带放在他的臀部下方，帮
So
助他
there
向
will
上
be
做一个支撑。
Less pressure on the neck.
这样子的话，脖子的这个压力就会更小一些，
And the student can push their sole strongly onto the ground,
而且学生们要把他的脚掌更多的压向地面，
so the thigh muscle is working strongly.
这样子的话，大腿肌肉就可以更强壮的启动起来。
This is the best pose for opening the pelvis.
这个也是给打开骨盆的一个非常好的一个提示。
After 30 seconds, you can come back and
30
slowly
秒之后就可以落下来
relax
了，
down.
手落下。
Some people can have the little bit wrist pain on this pose.
在这个提示当中，有一些学生可能他会有这个手腕的疼痛。
If they feel that the wrist pain is too strong for them,
如果他们感觉到这个手腕疼痛特别强烈的话，
they can use more height under the palm.
他们 可以在手掌的下方再垫高一些，
Because if there is more height, then there will be less pressure onto the palm.
因为他的手掌垫得越高的话，他的手腕的这个疼痛也会更少
So they can lift easily their body upward.
啊，所以他可以把身体更容易的向上提起来。
So this is, you can understand in this sequence, we are just learning how to lift the lower body upward and how to spread the pelvis.
那在刚刚的这些提示当中，就是大家学会的是我们如何把你的下背部向上提起来，同时把你的骨盆去打开。
Always when you're practicing the lifting lower body upward, there is a little bit pressure onto the lower back.
啊哈，因为我们下半身向上提起来的话，它可以把你的这个下背部更多的释放。
So you can practice one forward bend so you can stretch the lower back.
啊哈，因为呢，我们把下半身向上提起来的时候呢，会给下背部造成一点点的这个一点点的小压力。所以呢，当你做完了这个体式之后，你可以做一个前屈来帮助你去伸展下背部。
So you practice the Adho Mukha Virasana for relaxing the lower back. You do the pelvis action Adho Mukha Virasana. You sit on the Virasana.
好，我们要做 Adho Mukha Virasana 英雄坐前屈来帮助你做背部的伸展。
Keeping the buttocks onto the blanket. No,
好
no,
好，
keeping
还是
the,
保持臀部坐在毛毯上，
yeah. You keep the buttocks onto the blanket
臀部在毛毯上。
because if the buttocks onto the blanket, then you can have the feeling that the pelvis is completely grounded.
因为如果说你的臀部坐在毛毯上的话，你能够感受得到你的臀部是很稳定的在
Then
地面上。
slightly open your knees.
好，轻柔的把膝盖打开，一点点打
Slightly
开。
Don't open your knees too much. If you open your knees too much, you will fall down all the organs onto the ground.
不要把你的双膝打开太多，如果双膝打开太多了的话，你的这些浮力的脏器就完全都向地面的方向垂下去了。
So relax your side body onto the inner thigh.
所以是要把你的两侧的身体，就是你的侧身，把它放松在你的内侧大腿上。
Now, as you can see that your buttocks is onto the blanket, so you can grounded your pelvis and slowly walk forward.
你看，它的臀部下方已经垫了2个毛毯，所以这样子可以让它感觉这个骨盆更加的稳定，然后慢慢的手向前走，
Slowly walk the fingertips.
手指腹向前。
Yeah, maintain more and more your pelvis, maintain your buttocks and stretch your arms.
要更多的保持你的骨盆、你的臀部是向下稳定的在地面上，在
Here,
毛毯上。
teacher can press the tailbone downward and pulling the sacrum more and more forward so they can have the little bit, or they can have the good stretch onto the lower back.
瑜伽老师呢可以帮助你的学生把他的尾骨向下去拉伸，然后把骶骨向上，这样子的话，他的整个下背部就可以很好的去放松。
So when the tailbone and the sacrum is spreading, you can have the good relax onto the lumbar. You can have good stretch onto the lumbar.
当尾骨和骶骨向2个方向去伸展的时候，你可以很好的去让你的这个腰椎也去
Just
伸展开。
staying for some time on this position.
在这里停留1小会儿的时间，
You can even hold 1 minute,
你也可以停留1分钟，
so your lower back can be completely relaxed.
这样子你的下背部就完完全全放松了。
Then push the palm, slowly look up.
手掌推地向上看。
The final pose you can go one Adho Mukha Svanasana.
那最后的提示，我们要来到 Adho Mukha Svanasana 下犬式。
Yeah, you can open the all fingers, press the palm down,
把10个手指大大的张开，
spread your
手掌推
legs,
地，
spread your legs.
脚向两侧打开，
Yes, and take the leg little bit more back,
脚向后走一些，
more back. That's good. And then stretch your arm. You can see the pelvis is nice. Again, your pelvis is parallel.
你看现在它的骨盆是完全水平的。
Here, teacher can fix the belt onto the pelvis and slowly pull upward, so the lower back is again stretching.
也是瑜伽老师，你也可以拿这个伸展带放到学生的这个骨盆的下方，这样子帮助他去伸展，让他的下背部更多的延展开。
Push the heel down, open the back of the knee, push the thigh muscle back.
不要推膝盖，而是要更多的把大腿肌肉压向骨骼向后推，把膝盖的后侧打开。
You stay for 1 minute with the help.
停在这里，就是瑜伽老师，你要帮你的学生去做帮扶，停在这里1分钟的时间。
Then slowly walk your hands towards the leg.
慢慢的手走向脚的方向，
Touch the fingertips and look up.
指腹触地向上看。
Slowly take the hands onto the pelvis.
好，慢慢双手来到髋，
Slowly come back.
回正，
And lay down on your back.
仰卧。
So this is the final. You can go for the Shavasana for some time.
好， 在最后的 Shavasana 摊式式当中，我们在这里停留一小会儿。
You're relaxing the whole body, palm facing upward, shoulder is rolling down, chest is open.
整个身体都放松，让你的双手掌心向上，双肩向后向下旋，胸腔打开。
You can practice 2 to 3 minutes in this Shavasana so your body can be in the balanced position.
在 Shavasana 摊式式当中，你可以停留2到3分钟的时间，可以让你的身体平衡回来。
Slowly join the feet together,
慢慢双脚并拢，
bend the legs,
屈膝，
turn the body to the right
翻
side,
转身体向右侧卧，
slowly come up.
慢慢的推垫子起身。
So this is the class. You can see this class name was the lifting your lower body. So we lift our lower body in the lying down position. You can see all the poses. When you lift your lower body, it helps to open your pelvis and it helps to spread your pelvis more, so you can create the more space in your pelvis. You practice the class with the all props. You use the blanket, you use the bolster, you use the block. For the practice, you use the belt, whatever is necessary. And it can be taught by the teachers to the students also in good way with all the adjustments. And we hope you will enjoy this pelvis class, the first class of the pelvis series. Thank you. Namaste.